and where the album started coming from that sort of fuzzy, dreamlike state of the old transistor radio, the song just kind of returns to there. And I don't know that there was a big reason for that other than just kind of wanting everything the listener has just experienced to just sort of return to the place from where it came, and that way just keep the whole project just in kind of a dreamlike state. The working title for it was always Chrome because Jen wrote a super chromatic riff, so we just called it Chrome for short. And she had written, we wrote it together, but we had kind of compiled a structured song, but then for some reason we couldn't work it out. And so we just took the outro portion, which we liked, and then rewrote everything else around it. And so the ending piano part ended up being the only thing that we kept, and that became the Unyielding C. Yeah, the opening riff is not one that I would normally write. And this song was definitely an exercise in letting things be, just thinking like, I like the feeling of what's being played. Don't get bogged down in the fact that it's not very complicated, that it's not, like, from my perspective, not very creative, and don't get caught up in the cognitive side of making music.
This song is another good example, great example, of Bo's ability to really sing with conviction. His lyrics are just that much better when, you can tell he puts his heart behind it. And it kind of makes you feel, there's more like visceral response to the lyrics and the music. And so, yeah, that's one thing I really love about his vocal stylings.
The Unyielding C, I might have lied earlier when I said Counterfeit Ways was my favorite drum part. I think that one is. I might change my mind after playing them live a few times. I don't know. But I really like it. Bo kind of let me do whatever I want on that one. Well, kind of let me do whatever I want for the whole album, but I guess that one, I don't know. Really fun part. Really happy with the way it turned out.
This interlude, we had fun adding different layers to and brought back the Glock for this one. We played around with a lot of different things for the Glock. We tried bringing in like some new melodies or just some more sparse things. But what we landed on was just hinting at the piano riff that was coming on the outro. So kind of introducing it there subtly with the Glock, and then when it all comes together for the outro, it just like all clicks and it's familiar at that point, but you almost don't realize it, sort of.
This song is the wrap up of the whole, 2 EP project, and it's a mirror image in certain senses of the first track, where the metaphor in the first track is of being called out of the safety and security of land and being called out to the sort of vast and unpredictable ocean in search of, these temptations that call to you. The sea starts as the bad thing. It starts as tumultuous and fatiguing and just kind of relentless. But at some point in the song, there's like a realization that the effort to contend with that is hopeless, and that freedom comes in letting go and letting the sea take you where it will. And it's just sort of a metaphor about life in that sense, that you can strive forever with just about every breath on some days, or you can just let go. You can give up your cares and your worries, give up ownership over every decision you make, and just float away in freedom. It ends with the recognition that to get to that level of freedom, you kind of need to be done with yourself. And I think pride is the root of everything that goes wrong in this life. It's what ruins relationships. It's what makes you do things you wouldn't otherwise do, thinking that you're going to gain something, but it turns out you just ruined everything because you were only thinking of yourself and not the big picture. Everything about this song speaks to a certain freedom to be gained when you're done with yourself, you're done striving with everything life throws at you, and you're just along for the ride.
When the outro finally breaks, I love how it plays with the lyrics and vice versa, like they play on each other. And by that, I mean that they enhance each other. And Ben comes in with those cymbal crashes, and it sounds like waves crashing and tides rising, not tides, but just like the sea rolling and coming and going. And it's kind of got like a triumphant quality, if you want to call it that. And it just feels really liberating to me and almost like celebratory. And then it kind of mellows out and it ends super peacefully. And it just kind of takes you on that whole trip. And the way that the music and the lyrics fit together and match seems to be just a natural result of how I know Bo to write his music, which is typically, almost in every case, the music comes first and then he'll listen to it. And sometimes he'll just be like laying on the floor, listening to a song over and over just until he gets what it's about. It's a very intentional thing that they fit together. To me, it's the best way we could have ended the whole album, because it ends with that, like, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's like victory and then that like peaceful ending, and it's just feels very right.